Hello everyone, Changeling here. So, I've been playing Halo for the past couple of days, and man, it's a great game. I mean, absolutely perfect. I cannot think of another game that has meted my expectations and surpassed it to very good, honestly, very, very well thought out gameplay. First starting off with the story, the campaign, I mean, as far as Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, the original trilogy, it pulled you in. You wanted to finish the story. You wanted to see everything. You wanted to see the Master Chief succeed, and he did. And man, the fourth one, seeing as how it's the beginning of the new Reclaimer trilogy, as it said, does not disappoint. It makes you want to care about the characters more, and you start to see the wear and tear on the Master Chief and Cortana, and seeing their relationship intertwine, and how well it's developed over the past years that they've been working with each other. And I won't spoil the ending for you, but my goodness, it's a little heartbreaking. The campaign is definitely introduced a lot of new enemies. The Prometheans, man, they're very frightening. The Knights, I've never had that much difficulty. It's almost like facing hunters, if that makes sense. I mean, even the hunters make very very few appearances in the actual campaign. But I dreaded the Knights more than the Hunters than anything else. Just because the Hunters, you've dealt with them before. The Prometheans, you kind of don't know what to expect. I mean, there's been plenty of times where all of a sudden they just teleport right in front of my face and it scares the crap out of me every time. Weapons, the new weapons that they've introduced are just top notch. They feel definitely to the Halo universe. Everything feels balanced. Nothing feels overpowered. And even in the first couple of levels, they kind of limit the ammo that you receive for each weapon, and it forces you kind of to experiment with weapons and see how much you can get a new handle on the new weapons, and it helps a lot. And I definitely find myself using a lot more weapons and kind of fine-tuning things, if that makes sense. It's more of a learning curve, but once you learn it, those weapons are incredible. I mean, they're just great weapons. They're fun to use. They all got their kind of little perks, their disadvantages and advantages, and it's been very well created. And thankfully at the end of Halo, at the end of the campaign for Halo, you can continue on to Spartan Ops, which is you can play with 3 of your friends or 3 people online, doesn't matter who, and there's a continuous story 6 months after using the Spartan 4 program. And with that being said, they've stated that they're going to release new episodes every week, and the opening cinematic for it was very kind of introduced the characters and the main stables of the Spartan 4 project. And it shows the UNSC Infinity going back to Requiem and getting more intel on it, if that makes sense. And with that being said, it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to personally, seeing as how it's kind of adding to the story more and more. And the fact that you can experience with 4 friends without any break in the combat, it's almost very refreshing, and it's interesting to see that there's premium content being created by the developers themselves, and expanding the universe and the campaign even more than I thought possible. It's very nice to see that this developer 343 is taking this franchise that we love so much and we have a strong fan base for, and that we've definitely seen it grow over time, and just put so much TLC into it, and to see them work hard enough to where we'd be proud of enough for them to see that, man, you've got it right, you've got this. Can't wait for this trilogy, and it's just an incredible series, and it's already shaping up to be an even better one now that 343 is getting their hands on a lot of new ideas, no refreshing ideas. And this idea of Spartan Ops, where it's a premium content for free for the next 10 weeks, just makes it even better. And I'm not sure if they're going to bring out another season after that or whatnot, or it's going to be kind of a thing where maybe you do have to buy it for the next season. But even then, it's something that, if done right, I think it can work very well. I mean, if you think about it, like, it's kind of like if you spend $10 for another season, that's a whole another like level. That's a whole addition to the gameplay, or even $5. You know, it's really not that bad a deal, to be honest with you. And and understand that premium content, even though it's wonderful to have, it's not going to be free. You do have to give some respect to these developers that they're taking this is their job, and they do need to make a bit of a living from it. But if pulled off right, I think this could really, really help them extend their hold on the series and the franchise. That being said, that's just half of the multiplayer experience. The next half will probably have to be the meat and potatoes of Infinity, or the not Infinity, but Infinity War games. This is kind of the same universe as Spartanauts, where it's kind of like a training simulation. It gives a little backstory to it, and man, oh man, it's absolutely awesome. I mean, me and my buddies, we jump in instantly, and it feels like just like we were playing Halo 3 or Halo 2. You know, it's just, and everything feels absolutely refreshing. There's nothing that makes me nervous about this game, and the fact that 343 is into it. There's been a couple issues with the servers, I know, of day one, but you know, seeing as how it's a huge launch and their servers, I'm sure, were just absolutely racked full of things, racked full of players. They still fixed it, and it works wonderfully now, so smoothly. I have no trouble with it, and the game types are a little bit refreshing too. I mean, oddball, you can throw the ball now, which is pretty interesting because, I mean, there's been times where I just kind of chuck the ball across the field, and you know, I got 3 guys coming on me, throw the ball, and there's some people, one of my teammates behind them, throw the ball, they catch it, and they run off, and you know, we got the ball for another 20-30 seconds, and we end up winning the game. It definitely offers a lot of interesting plays and a lot of interesting ways to play the game. One of my favorites is Regicide, which is kind of it's a 6-player free-for-all, and the person who is on the top of the leaderboard is the king, per se. And as that person remains the king or gets killed, their point value increases. So if you kill the guy, you can easily get a 20-35 point boost, and all of a sudden you're from 4th place to 2nd place, or even from 3rd place to 1st place, and now you're the king. And it's a really cool idea, I think, and it definitely brings the combat in, whereas before, you know, you could have maybe where I see somebody could be potentially camping out and just, you know, sitting in the corner, and he's got the lead and he's got that one area just camped out, whereas now, you know, everyone kind of turns to the guy that's in the lead and just starts firing, and it makes for pretty interesting encounters where, you know, all of a sudden you see 2 guys just going at it, and then comes the king, and they see him, comes in view, and everyone just turns points gun at him, and the king's down, and then it goes back to the normal encounters. And it's a blast with friends. I mean, just 2 people, 3 people, you know, oh, I'm the king, and it's kind of a bragging rights thing, but it's definitely fun. The personal favorite that I'm looking at right now is Grifball. I've always been a big fan of Grifball, and it's not out yet per se, and you can definitely play it as a custom game, but I can't wait to see it come out as a full-fledged playlist or a full map, and the way 343 has tweaked it. So hopefully that'll have that out in the next week, and I can give you a review on that soon. But I honestly have no complaints about the multiplayer. The ordnance drops are awesome. They feel like kill streaks, but at the same time they're not incredibly overpowered. Like you still have to get a kill with them, and then if you drop it, it's a free-for-all for anybody that can get it first. And it's definitely turning out to be one of the surprises of the year, and it's a very good surprise, and I'm very, very happy to say that it's a game that I'm sure I will be playing with friends for the next week. I mean, now I've only played it since Tuesday, maybe I think last time I saw it was maybe like 8 hours or something like that, and you know, you're already at level 25, so you progress pretty fast. And the sheer customization options for both the loadouts and the and your armor and however you look is just absolutely endless and entertaining, and it's pretty cool to see, you know, your hard work going into that, and you don't have to buy your armor. You know, it's just unlocked depending on prerequisites that you need to complete, And then Spartan points, you have to spend those to get new items unlocked, like your new guns and things like that. And the perks are pretty interesting. They definitely add to the gameplay without taking away from the core too much. What I mean by that is that it gives you a little perk, like Promethean Vision. It lets you see through walls, yes, but I mean, you still have to kind of get the kill. And there's been plenty of times where maybe it's just I suck, but I pull out Promethean Vision and it will help me see the enemy coming, but that doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll win the encounter. And and even just thruster packs and jet packs, and it definitely, like I said, it adds to the complexity of the multiplayer, but it doesn't take away from the core gameplay too much, and nothing feels overpowered, nothing feels overwhelming, nothing feels like it's being overused. All the weapons are there, like basics, like the battle rifle, the DMR, the assault rifle, my personal favorite, and it's gameplay that I can see myself falling into again and again and again. I just sit there for just a few minutes, and it feels like maybe an hour's gone by, and I look at this clock, it's like, oh my god, it's been 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It's an easy way to spend your time. And playing with friends is even worse. I mean, come on. You just sit there trash talking the entire time, and it brings back a lot of memories from Halo 3 and Halo 2. And even Call of Duty back in the day, when that was the thing to do. And but Halo is back, and it's definitely bigger, and it's definitely a good right step in the direction for the series and franchise. And I hope that 343 comes out with Halo 5 real soon, because I really want to know what happens next. And I hope that they continue making this game incredible, more incredible and surprising everybody. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I'll be back on in a couple minutes, and I'll be playing myself some more. I keep ranking up. So good luck to y'all out there, and thanks for watching.